Good evening. The great Christmas getaway has begun with more people than ever flying out of London for the holiday. An estimated 250,000 people will leave the capital this weekend. From Luton Airport, Lindsay Charlton reports.
A watery winter sun, a windswept tarmac and the temperature an icy 4 degrees with all the talk of economic gloom. Little wonder then that at Luton Airport this afternoon, Britons fortunate enough to get away were talking like escapees.
Where are you off to?
Mahon, Menorca,
Why are you going away for Christmas?
because it's better than being here.
However, the most popular destination for those searching for the sun was Larnaca in Cyprus, where bookings were up 280%. But almost anywhere will do this year.
People turn up with their suitcases, they're ready to go, and we get them on the flight. We booked a gentleman on Wednesday to Cyprus. He was here for 10:30 and he was on his way by 12:30.
But will those making that last-minute Christmas flight necessarily find a bargain?
Well, as yet I haven't found any, otherwise I'll take one myself.
But is there the capacity to take the people who want to go?
No. It's very, very booked up.
But if you do want to make that last-minute Christmas flight, the best advice for tomorrow is to turn up at the airport and take a chance. But do bring those suitcases with you, just in case. Lindsay, Charlton, LWT News at Luton Airport.
Other news, a businessman found dead in the boot of his blazing car in Surrey has been identified this evening. He was John Shippey from Ightham in Kent, who worked for a Croydon car hire firm. His body was found on Wednesday night near Reigate. He'd been stabbed several times. Meanwhile, police in Essex still can't identify a murder victim discovered battered and burnt by the roadside. The man's half-naked body was found with horrific injuries. He had unusual tattoos, including the words mild and bitter on his chest. A paramedic has been describing how he saved the life of Sergeant Alan Jones, shot in a West London street. Two men are still being questioned about the shooting. Ken Andrew reports.
London's air ambulance has been in action again today, the crew fulfilling their pledge to be off the ground within 2 minutes of being scrambled. On board, paramedic Charlie Balderson, whose quick thinking helped save the life of the policeman. Sergeant Alan Jones had already lost more than 4 pints of blood after the gunman's bullet hit an artery. With the help of ground ambulance crews, the paramedic plugged the wound in the officer's groin with his fist.
The main thing to stop him bleeding was direct pressure. So we had a pressure bandage on there, and it was a matter of just putting your fist on the pressure bandage to stop the flow of blood.
The air ambulance costs £700,000 a year to run. It reckons to save at least one life per month. Sergeant Alan Jones was the latest. Sergeant Jones is recovering in hospital after a second operation today. Several floors above him on the rooftop helipad, the highly trained crew who helped save his life await another emergency call-out. Ken Andrew, LWT News, Whitechapel.
One of London's most notorious graffiti artists had his comeuppance today with a ticking off from a judge. Andrew Hayes from Islington, whose tag is Drax, has left his artistic mark all over the underground and at bus stops. Today he legally showed off his skills in a car park after being fined £400 and ordered to do 200 hours of community service. The judge said Hayes had caused the public enormous inconvenience and expense. And finally, one of the world's most dangerous stunts came to London this evening. The Globe of Death hasn't been seen in Britain since a rider died back in the 50s. But the daring Los Tornados have brought their act from South America to Jerry Cottle's Christmas Circus in Wembley. They travel at 60 miles an hour in a cage 6 metres wide. As well as the circus, there's Europe's biggest indoor fair. That's our news. More from us at 1:05 tomorrow.